Have you ever walked into someone else's home and noticed that it is always flawlessly clean? Not because they are expecting guests or hosting a party, but simply because that is their baseline. You might look at their spotless kitchen counters, their perfectly made bed, and silently wonder, how on earth do they have the energy for this? Society often places a very specific stigma on these individuals. We label them as obsessive, we call them neat freaks, or we assume they just have an unnatural abundance of free time and discipline. We tell ourselves that they simply love scrubbing floors and organizing closets. But as a behavioral researcher, I need to tell you that this assumption is fundamentally flawed. When you see someone who meticulously maintains their environment every single day, you are not witnessing an obsession with hygiene. You are witnessing a profound psychological survival mechanism. You are looking at a nervous system actively trying to soothe itself. Today, we are going to break down the hidden psychology behind this behavior. We will explore why your physical environment is deeply entangled with your mental state, and why for some people, cleaning is not a chore, but a desperate act of reclaiming control. If you are someone who constantly feels drained by a messy room, or if you constantly judge yourself for not being able to keep up, I want you to listen very closely. Your inability to clean is not a moral failing, and their constant cleaning is not just about being tidy. It is about the deeply rooted human need for safety. Let us begin by dismantling a massive misconception about how our brain processes the world. You might think that your inner emotional landscape and your physical surroundings are two entirely separate entities. You might believe that you can be mentally at peace while sitting in a room full of chaos. However, environmental psychology reveals a very different truth. Your brain does not clearly distinguish between the external world and the internal world. The space you inhabit is constantly, quietly sending signals to your nervous system. There is a scientific concept known as cognitive load. It refers to the total amount of mental effort being used in your working memory. When you are surrounded by physical clutter, your brain treats every single item as unfinished business. That stack of unopened mail, the jacket thrown over a chair, the unwashed coffee mug, they are not just innocent objects. They are visual triggers that compete for your attention. Even if you think you are ignoring them, your visual cortex is actively processing their presence, creating a low-level hum of background anxiety. This chronic visual overload slowly depletes your dopamine reserves and spikes your cortisol levels. It makes you feel mentally fatigued, scattered, and deeply exhausted, even when you have not done any physical work. So when that person cleans their house every morning, they are not just removing dust, they are aggressively reducing their cognitive load. They are silencing the visual noise so their brain can finally rest. Now let us look deeper into the emotional core of this habit. Life is inherently unpredictable and often chaotic. We cannot control the economy, the sudden illnesses, the behavior of other people, or the stressful emails from our bosses. For a highly sensitive nervous system, this constant lack of control is terrifying. It creates a perpetual state of hyperarousal. But your immediate physical environment, that is a domain where you can exercise absolute sovereignty. When the world outside feels like it is falling apart, wiping down a kitchen counter becomes a therapeutic act of grounding. This touches upon a psychological concept called the locus of control. People who actively maintain their space are reinforcing an internal locus of control. Every time they align their physical environment with their desire for order, they send a powerful message back to their nervous system. The message is simple but profound. I am in charge here. I can manage my surroundings. I am safe. The rhythmic, repetitive physical motion of sweeping a floor or folding laundry serves as a form of behavioral activation. It allows the body to discharge nervous, anxious energy through a constructive physical outlet. They are projecting their internal need for order onto their external environment. The clean room is simply the physical manifestation of a comforted mind. It is crucial to understand that they do not clean because they have limitless willpower. We often shame ourselves by thinking, if only I had their discipline, I would not live in a mess. But discipline is a finite resource. It burns out quickly under stress. These individuals have simply automated a coping mechanism. They have built an identity around a safe space. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain naturally seeks the path of least resistance. For the daily cleaner, restoring order has become the path of least resistance to find emotional regulation. Let us pause for a moment and shift the focus to those of you who are listening to this and feeling a heavy wave of guilt. You might be looking around your room right now, seeing the piled-up laundry, the unwashed dishes, and thinking that you are just fundamentally broken. You tell yourself that you are lazy, disorganized, or that you simply lack the basic life skills everyone else seems to possess. I need you to stop that internal monologue right now. I need you to understand that your clutter is not a moral failure. It is a very loud, very visible cry for help from a deeply exhausted nervous system. When your internal world is consumed by anxiety, depression, or chronic burnout, your brain goes into strict survival mode. It forcefully reroutes all available energy just to keep you functioning, just to get you through the day. In this state of severe emotional depletion, maintaining an external environment becomes an impossible luxury. The mess in your bedroom is simply a physical reflection of the chaos inside your mind. The unmade bed is a mirror of your invisible fatigue. Do not punish yourself for a messy room when you are silently fighting a war inside your head. Now think about what it actually feels like to step into a perfectly clean, minimalist space. Think about the quiet rooms in a library, a high-end spa, or a meditation center. There is a specific reason these environments are obsessively maintained. It is not just about aesthetics. It is a deliberate neurobiological intervention. A clean environment actively communicates safety to your sensory receptors. For highly sensitive individuals, walking into a tidy room allows their guarded nervous system to finally exhale. The visual clarity provides an immediate drop in cortisol. You are not just organizing objects, you are literally creating a sanctuary for your mind to heal and recover from the harshness of the outside world. So, how do we bridge the gap between where you are now and the peace you actually deserve? The secret does not lie in sudden bursts of intense, punishing motivation. It lies in understanding the psychology of identity and completion loops. Right now, you might deeply believe that you are just a messy person. Behavioral psychology shows that humans act in alignment with their self-concept. To change the behavior, we must slowly gather evidence to change the identity. This is where the morning routine becomes magically powerful. Right after waking up, your brain is in a highly receptive state of neuroplasticity. When the very first act of your day is to simply make your bed or wipe down the bathroom sink, you are generating a completion loop. Your brain receives a small, genuine surge of dopamine. This visible marker of a completed task tells your subconscious mind that you are capable, that you follow through, and most importantly, that you are someone who takes care of themselves. The goal is never to force yourself to scrub floors for hours. The goal is to shrink the start until the resistance disappears. Do not look at the mountain of dirty dishes. That will only trigger your fight or flight response and paralyze you further. Instead, catch the mess while it is small. Wash one single plate immediately after using it. Attach a 2-minute tidying habit to something you already do every single day, like wiping the counter while you wait for your morning coffee to brew. You are not cleaning. You are simply maintaining a boundary. You are building a psychological wall between the stress of yesterday and the potential of today. I want to leave you with this final, deeply important thought. Your home is not just a physical shelter. It is a tangible expression of your self-worth. It reflects the standard of care that you believe you deserve. When you ignore your space, you are passively accepting a chaotic life. But when you begin to gently, compassionately take care of your environment, you are sending a radical message to your own soul. You are saying, I live here, and my peace of mind matters. I deserve a place that holds me gently when I am tired. I deserve to come home to a space that feels like a warm embrace. Over the next few days, I invite you to choose just one small corner of your room. Maintain it, protect it. Watch how that small act of self-love slowly begins to transform the way you see yourself. Thank you for spending your time with our channel today. If this message resonated with your heart, Please leave a comment sharing your own experiences with your living space. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the human mind. Until next time, be kind to yourself, and remember that healing happens one small step at a time. In the next video, we will explore the psychology of people who always apologize, even when it is not their fault. Is it just politeness, or a hidden trauma response trying to keep them safe? Make sure to subscribe so you do not miss it.